Hey, it's Sheila here, and welcome to a reaction video of the Rampart and Apex Legends Evolution Collection event. And I'm very looking forward to this event with the Rampart buffs, a lot of speculations and videos in the past. Some of them were Rampart being able to rotate 360 degrees, Rampart holding her Sheila and walking with it, and maybe placing down like an auto turret to fire similar to Warzone's turrets, and many more interesting skins and events to come. With Rampart's lore is something interesting where a lot of the characters have quite a distinct backstory that is a little bit tragic, and each of the characters have a sort of hard life growing up, and we don't really have that with Rampart, so we'll see if her backstory have anything to offer as well. And after this, we'll take a look at the patch notes. I love the colors already. And there's the heirloom. Oh! Bubblegum. And then that's the new location. And that's the new skin on Wraith. Quite colorful. I kinda dig it.
He doesn't care what the hell the odds are, and he's rough at times, but he tries to be a decent guy all the time. That's the way he's always lived.
Yeah. Pathfinder looking pretty clean as well.
Bloody amateurs. Don't you know I'm a bloody artist?
I'm not sure if it's for the video, but placing it like that before the wind up takes a hell of a long time. So I don't know if this is sort of an update where it updates faster, but this is a good pause time as well where we can see the actual ship. So this seems to be, or should be, much larger than Mirage ship since it's on the ground with all of those tank threads as well. But looking at it some more, it feels just equal width. So maybe it's the same size as Mirage ship, Mirage Voyage, that is now in the Arenas map.
Guns? Stay, cause someone shot you with my guns. Big Mod here's got.
But just now it has a very interesting and cool interior design.
Stay, cause someone shot you with my
right there. Very sort of Indian-esque inspired design right here. Very nice, very nice.
Guns. Big Mod here's got you covered.
And more new skins. I'm liking that Rampart skin as well.
Let's have fun, friend. Time to rock and roll.
Oh, look at that fuse. Just on fire.
Bit of a discount for all you loyal
And a gold
customers.
LMG for Arenas.
Time for a little Arenas fun.
That's really gonna sort of get.
Style.
Look at that. She's actually holding it. Ah!
It's fun
Fuck
to say
yeah. Rampart with what we've seen, and then we got something with Bloodhound as well. Okay, so that's the event. Just a quick note, and I kind of missed. I think I missed it in the beginning area as well.
Amateurs, don't you know I'm a bloody artist? Come for the guns? Stay, cause
Right there, there we have it. But then who is she shooting at? There's no one here, Rampart. Whatever. But it seems that we don't maybe know yet if you can run with the Sheila. But here we can definitely obviously see that you are walking with it. And then in the next part, we have her just pulling it out.
Rampart style.
I think that was a run just now, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back a little bit. Was that a run where she runs into the jump pad? Yeah, that seems like a run. So it seems like you can still run with it, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Then let's take a quick look at the skins. There's a lot of movements here, but let's just use this this freeze frame for now. Bangalore is it? I already know people are not gonna like that hair, but I do like the mask, and it's like the similar idea with the mask of Octane. Lifeline feels not as hype as the Octane one. It just like I wouldn't even. It would be hard to tell that this is sort of an event skin. These two are a little bit more unique. So I Bangalore sadly is sort of well known to not have the best hair in the world, and this is sort of no exception. The previous one, the Warlord one, has really great hair. And this is another one. I personally don't like a lot of the Rampart skins, the legendary ones that came out when she was first released. Those default ones that you can buy, I don't like any one of them. I do appreciate the traditional ones for being there, but it's not sort of a favorite skin to use. The other event ones got a little bit better, and I think this sort of falls in line with that of being more colorful and sort of better in that aspect. Wraith and Pathfinder, clean, very nice.
Friend, time to.
And Fuse, he just looks awesome, as I'm sure he would say, just burning up, robotic. And then we get to see Bangalore a little bit more clear now, so she's not wearing a mask apparently. But that hair, I don't know what's up with that hair. It's just not coming together. Like, why is it white? White to separate itself from the purple skin? What if it was black? I'm not sure. It doesn't feel right to me in comparison to the other skins. But the actual body itself and the skin and the line tattoo looks great.
Rock and roll balance.
And then there seems to be a Mirage one and a Crypto one as well. Both looking quite nice. I like the Crypto a little bit more. Rampart also looking much better. Lifeline, again, not maybe as distinct as the other skins, but looking nice nonetheless. But yeah, that is the event. Let's just sort of take a quick look at the actual website. So this is sort of the town takeover, and then here I want to sort of get a little bit more detail. Slipped into the arenas, offering most special discounts for her. This is just gonna get me to just play her much more for the arenas, just for the missions maybe. And arenas is still pretty good to sort of practice shooting after all. Don't have to wait to get into BR all the time and die. Just sort of practice shooting. Seems pretty nice. So weapons replace their base version for the match, making lower tiers of that weapon unavailable. Special deals update frequently, so be sure to check what's available in your match and plan accordingly. So it seems that not all LMGs will have the special discounts. As we can see, this is the Rampage, the new gun. LMG is not for discount, but the Devotion is for discount. And then L-Star here is also an LMG, but it's not on discount. So it's only certain guns for certain matches will have a discount. Now for the Heirloom. When it was first leaked, I just had much doubts, and I sort of like gave some concerns basically, that it's not as inspiring compared to the other ones that we have seen thus far, especially with the Gibby one, and the biggest of them all and the flashiest maybe would be the Revenant. And not to say those are the best, because even today and recent videos from many content creators that they would still prefer the clean aesthetics of the Wraith's Heirloom, the OG Heirloom in fact. So on the one hand, it's pretty nice that they're going back to being the clean aesthetics, and they're not just like snowballing to try to sort of one up each other and one up even the Revenant's one, right? And a lot of the comments that I got that are more reasonable would be that there might be special animations, which I'm hoping for. And here we can see clearly that there is an animation here that she's popping up a bubblegum, which is pretty cool, and we actually get to see one popping right in front of us in the first person perspective. And so when I saw the wrench, it just sort of reminds me immediately from the Half-Life series of another famous character with a wrench as well. But it does fit her sort of style as an engineer mechanic to have a wrench in the first place. A couple other ideas back then was sort of, since she loves LMG so much, why not just have her hold one of Sheila's sort of barrels that shoots out bullets and just whack them like a baseball, and it would just be a little bit closer to home of her love for LMGs, that she would whack people with a literal barrel gun as well, massive one. But it's perfectly fine here. It's not as flashy with stickers compared to Lifeline's one, which is another sort of hope I have, that if the model itself of being a sort of simple wrench at first glance, that maybe there's a lot of interesting textures to look at, similar to Lifeline, in which case it's, I would say, not as flashy as Lifeline, which is sort of, we'll need some time to sort of see and sort of give sort of another analysis later on. There might be more animations to see. We only see one for now, so there might be a lot more animations later. There's a small sort of jewelry at the bottom as well, which is looks like a screw. That's also pretty nice as well, add on. And there might be something on top of the wrench itself that can slightly open and close, and it looks to be right there at the top of the wrench right here. If this wrench can open and close, that might be another interesting factor to look at. But I think I spoke enough of this heirloom. As a collector event and fan of Rampart, I might as well just get it. So far all the heirlooms have been cool, but just personal to me, it's not something that I would really want to have, or I'm not that much of a collector. But I might make an exception for Rampart, since it's quite difficult to get the heirloom later after the event and have to get lucky. But let's go check out Rampart's basic ability and changes. So as we can see in the trailer, Sheila has become mobile, and you can sort of pull and run with it and shoot while walking. The spin up will take longer, fair enough, and then you only get one magazine, so you cannot reload it. So once that one magazine is over, it's done. But then you can still put it on a turret, as we can also see in the trailer, and at that point, once it's placed, you cannot pick it up anymore, and you can also have infinite reload as usual. So this is a pretty nice buff to have like more mobility in Rampart, and it's certainly one of the key factors with Apex, where it's all about mobility. Don't want to camp too hard, which might be an issue for Rampart. Now the question is, let me just sort of read this dev note. Based on defensive, hard to get right, ultimate defensive legend, but we wanted to give her a little bit more ability to be reactive and push with her team. Yep, that's pretty much what happens. As usual, we'll be watching to see how it plays out. So the question I have next would be, are you able to place one Sheila down as a turret, and then as your ultimate recharges, you can place maybe another Sheila on the ground, and then the third one you run with the Sheila and use that one magazine? Is that possible? That might be an interesting thing to look out for and test out in the future. But yes, what they address is sort of perfectly right, and I have like many occasions where I have Sheila in a decent position, not like the best player ever, but I would say a decent position, and all I wanted my team to do is just fall back a little bit, bait the enemy team to come into sort of line of fire. But sadly that never ever occurs, and then they sadly get knocked down, and the enemy team are able to sort of just push in. So Revenant Octane, not types of people that I would be playing. Shutter caps is something that I'm still testing as well. ADS strafe speed increase to shotgun strafe speed. That's interesting. So you need shutter caps to be turned on, and then it will be acting like a shotgun when you ADS. Because I did a video previously sort of analyzing the shutter caps, because I wanted to know for myself, like, is it really that good, or is it really that bad damage wise? So this buff is certainly quite interesting to do more tests in the future. And then charge pellet damage multiplier increased as well. As I discovered, I thought from first testing before, and maybe that was when the gun was first released, that the Shuttercaps version was much less damage compared to the single fire, so it makes no sense to use Shuttercaps in the first place unless you really want to use it like a shotgun with less damage. And now that they're increasing the damage even more, that is quite interesting. L-Star, cool off slightly increase, alright, overheat. So it's like before you overheat it and you wait for it to cool off, will take a little bit longer, okay? And then overheat and then reloading basically increase as well, and then rounds before overheating, magazine tiers 22 to 20, white, purple, gold, and then arenas, they also increase the price as well. Triple take, charge time decrease, that's pretty good as well. Oh, one thing about the 30-30, I wonder if like when you ADS with shutter caps, it feels like it should have a similar, not exact, but similar to the triple take where the shots just sort of lined up a little bit more. Maybe similar to the Mastiff shotgun, where when you ADS with the Mastiff, the pellets actually sort of focus in to the center. That might be like an interesting thing to consider for the shutter caps as well, but you would have to wait for it to charge up as well to get the maximum sort of focus shots. And then some evil shield, that's pretty nice, and then lesser cannot leave as much, or helps you give a warning, which is pretty good. A lot of times you sort of would leave by accident. And then add a character portraits to detect. Right, so it's like which character detects you, but then Bloodhound is the only one with a scan. Would it be like a crypto drone that sort of scans you and you can see that it was a crypto that scans you? Feels like maybe that is better for newer players, and maybe for anybody in fact, to like know exactly who's scanning them and detected them. Maybe would a Valkyrie flying also show up and tell you that you have been detected by a Valkyrie flying in the air? Something to see. I thought there was a life. Was there a lifeline? No. But that is it for the new event. And the other stuff, just read on your own. It's not exactly something that I wanted to focus on. For me, it's just mainly the Rampart stuff and her heirlooms. With that said, I will see you all next time, and I'll be sure to come out with more videos of Rampart and her new buff. Oh, one more concern that I have when she's holding her Sheila, and let me take out the video real quick, is that when she's holding it, maybe this will be a better, like Sheila here, you're actually a little bit higher since you're on the turret, which allows you to shoot over the amp cover.
Bloody artist.
But then when holding it, it technically, but when you hold it, it's technically lower on your waist area. So would you be able to shoot through the amp cover? Would it only based on your vision, and so it would just shoot through? Like, that is another concern that I have when sort of speculating about this kind of mobile buff, that it'll be in waist level, so can you shoot through the amp cover at all? That would be something to look at and look forward to. With that said, I will see you all next time. Let me know what you're excited for as well, which skin you like the most, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.